Oh, freaking of course.
Did it kick you out?
Send me an invite real quick.
It kicked you out like how it did with me in tier 3.
Yep, it did the exact same thing. How
Yeah.
freaking lovely. This game.
This game is truly a piece of art right here.
I would say technical difficulties, but nah, it's just stupidity at its finest.
Yeah, bro.
We move.
Have fun with the qualifying timer, by the way.
Yeah. Oh boy. Chaos, collisions, but all round the enthrallment of speed. Welcome along to round 17 here at Breakout Racing League, and we are here at the Suzuka circuit, the Japanese Grand Prix, and for tier 4, you've got 18 corners that make up this track, 10 to the right and 8 to the left, and only one DRS zone that goes down into turn 1. I'm already being told it is going to be a dry race. So, we're going to have the soft, the medium, and the hard. The inters and the wets will not be available for us tonight, but they'll definitely not be short of any action. My name is Miniko, and alongside me is Zach. Now, Zach, we know that this track can cause some certain collisions between two title contenders back in the 1980s, early 90s. Prost, Senna. They crashed at the chicane, and they also crashed before turn 1. Could we see a case of that tonight?
Well, if you watched Sim 2 in the tier 3, we had somewhat of a case of what happened like that between Ardell and Gary, but it was singular crashes, so nothing happened between those two. We also had where Unknown is the massive part going up right now. We had Skippy going off there and hitting the Ichigo, which gave the Ferrari a run to win the Grand Prix. So it's going to be, if there's going to be a collision, it's going to be up at the front nonetheless.
Or really anywhere else, but yeah, the front pack can definitely seem to have quite a few collisions, so the drivers will definitely have to be careful of that if someone makes a mistake. But right now, we're not thinking about the race, we're thinking of qualifying. And well, so far, looking at the tires, it's a bit of a split decision as of right now, so people opting for the mediums, but also opting for the softs. We'll have to see how that pans out, and more specifically, how that'll pan out in the last 8 races of the championship. Round 17 of 24. We have 8 rounds left, and as of right now, Phantom currently leads the driver standings by 62 points over the AlphaTauri of James B. Can James B, though, try and claw that back here tonight? Then in P3, you've got Bald Guy in the Ferrari, 91 points behind Phantom. Then you got a bit of a midfield battle going on. Shredder currently leading that pack ahead of Johan Lara, in which Johan Lara, who we're on board with, has been on a big run of podiums and wins. He's got 2 wins back-to-back. He may have DNF'd back in, I believe, Russia. Yes, Russia. But then he bounced right back at P3, so he could be potentially the one to watch out for.
Yeah, it reminds me of a certain Haas driver also earlier in the season. If you remember, before he got moved up, Dixie Ichigo was in the Haas. He was on a string of podiums and wins, but got that DNF and got smited up in the tier 3. I think we have the same cases up with Johan Lara, so he's going to be the driver to look out for this weekend if he has the pace.
We'll just have to wait and see, as we were going to go on board with him for the last couple of corners going through Spoon. He negotiates that quite nicely. He's on the medium compounded tire, so whatever he does, that is the lap that everyone that is on the mediums are going to have to try and chase after. And he's going to be the first one to really set a time, as he's the first one out of the pits, if I am not mistaken. Here he goes, though, through the third sector, through the final chicane. where Prost and Senna collided. He negotiates that quite nicely. There's flat to the floor, come across the line. What's the lap time going to be? It's 1:30.3, and something's happened to Fluky.
Yeah, he has no front wing. Probably had a loss of traction coming out of that downhill part. Going across the line, probably had a loss of traction and just hit the wall there. Next year, across the line will be the Aston Martin of, I believe he's a reserve, the unknown. He actually invalidated there. Now next will be Frizy. He will set a 31.6 on the softs, which will put him at P2.
It's an Alfa Romeo that's about to cross the line. It's going to be Redeemer and the Alfa Romeo. He goes up into P3 with a 132.8. That's quite a distant way away from Johan Laura, about 2.5 seconds. That is quite the margin as Shredder moves up to P3 with a 131.9.
Yep, the driver you haven't said yet we need to look out for as well is the Alfa Romeo driver, championship leader, BRL Phantom. He's also been on a roll well as well, been under the radar, especially last few races with the Oz driver Johan Laura, and that will put Phantom up into, I believe that would be P1, yes.
Indeed it is, a 130.1 on the soft compound of tire. He is just under 2/10 ahead of Johan Lahr as Fluky has retired from the session. That is on track. So he has crashed somewhere. I'm going to try and see if I can get a bit of a look on board with a Red Bull. Is that of slow and steady? Actually, no, I'll stay on board with the Aston Martin. Oh, he's gone off at turn 8.
That's odd place to crash, really.
I think he had understeer, and due to the front wing not being there, definitely didn't help that.
Yeah, it didn't.
So he will start P18 in this race with no lap time set. That is not what the Ferrari driver wanted. But I just want to quickly mention here real quick, there has been a little bit of recent news, and it involves the McLaren of Sprightly. Today, we lost someone. It may not have been a driver, but it was Sprightly, and it was his mother's funeral here tonight. And, well, for this race, everyone in Tier 4, being the family that they are, they have decided to run the number 13 on their cars and possibly go for a black helmet if they chose to. But everyone driving the number 13, as that was his mother's lucky number. And, well, we'll see. We'll see what Sprightly can do. And best wishes to him as he goes on through this race.
I didn't even notice the number 13. I'll tell you that much. But still, that is very respectful. As next week, actually, on Realistic, I already told you this. We already have, for Red Bull Realistic, by the way, I'll give you a little bit of spoilers. We have already something planned for that, but on Realistic for COVID next week, that's the exact day that my grandfather died to COVID. So that I can feel the feeling. I know the feeling. It sucks.
Yep, so hopefully Sprightly can just make the most out of it and try and get something good to honor her. As Bald Guy goes top of the session, breaking into the 29s and over 3.5 tenths. Oh, what the? That's an Alpine. Oh wait, no, no. I saw an Alpine spawn at Sector 1. I was on board with Ball Guy. I'm gonna try and get a look at that on board with Sprightly, who's going through the first sector, who actually understeers a bit. Still manages to keep it on the track though. Oh, that's quite the crash there.
Yeah, I was
exit at turn 9.
I was watching Phantom and I just see a Red Bull just come across the screen, just slamming the one, go airborne. I was quiet.
Can we just take a moment here? Slayer went fastest, and it's 9 tenths.
Okay.
Wow. That is a huge margin for Slayer, and that is a great lap from the Alpine.
That is, okay.
I saw that pop up when looking at the crash. I was like, hang on a minute, what?
Hold up. We did, okay.
Slayer coming in out of nowhere, really. As of right now, this would be his second pole position, and he parks it? Hi, Slayer.
Yeah!
I don't think you're retired.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's getting out of the way or not, but yeah.
This is some Nico Rosberg 20, I think it was 2014, something like that. It was like where he
Yeah.
parked it and didn't give it his
For those
fault.
that don't know, he parked, at Monaco, he parked it at turn 4. I think it was turn 4. And if you actually notice at the actual track itself, there's actually a double lockup going into the escape area there. I thought that was a neat touch. But yeah, it was similar to Nico Rosberg, but it hasn't panned out the way he wanted. And it looks like he's kept it going.
You did it too early.
Yeah, you have to do it at the end of the session.
No.
He needs to learn the ways.
Yes.
Let's go on board with the Valkyrie here, as he's about to go on board with his lap. Do you care to take a lap around Suzuka?
Oh, I'm actually eating mac and cheese, so you're gonna have to do it.
All right, I will do exactly that. All right, so DRS open, but then it's going to be a quick flick down into turn 1 and turn 2. A little bit hard on the brakes in order to get set up for turn 2. Then it's left, right, and again. Be careful not to touch the curves around here, in which Valkyrie is managing to do that quite nicely. That's an uphill left to end the first sector. Traction a little bit squirrely there, but Valkyrie managing to keep it on track just fine. Crossing the first sector, it is not a purple sector, but yeah, actually, ooh, that was close to invalidation there, riding really on the curb. The Valkyrie managed to get it all sorted. Now down into turn 9, then hard on the brakes for the hairpin, get it nice and turned. Be sure to be careful with the traction, and Valkyrie gets the traction done quite nicely. It's a long sweeping right, easily flat, before we go over to spoon curve, a double left, in which how will Valkyrie manage to approach this? So far, very neatly. Will he get the exit correct? Yes, he will. So Valkyrie so far keeping the lap nice and tidy, going through the Sector 2 split. Is it going to be a purple Sector 2? Looked like for a second. Now, flat through 130R, and that should be very easy for all the drivers. Now, hard on the brakes for the final chicane where Prost and Senna collided. Manages to keep the car in touch. Then, blast down the straight. What's the time going to be? It's a 130.5, puts a P6.
Yeah, great lap.
Yes, a very good lap time. That puts him third as of right now in terms of the medium runners, but 1.6 off of the Alpine of Slayer. And well, that is going to be a very hard time to beat. Can anyone beat that is the question. We'll just have to wait and find out. So far, 15 drivers have set a lap time. 2 have retired. So we're just waiting on 2 more people to set a lap time, in which one of them is going to be the Aston Martin of the unknown.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Is he a reserve?
Yes, he is.
That's
As the allocated Aston Martin seats are Carbon and Seal. So he is reserving since both those drivers could not make it. And we'll see what he could do in, I believe, his second race? I'll have to check up on that. I think it might be a second race. I'm not 100% sure.
I thought it was his first.
I thought he raced last week.
Oh, did he? I wasn't there for last week. I honestly don't think.
I'm going to check this real quick. Round 16. Yeah, he was. He was there.
Wow.
He comes across the line. He goes to P14 with a 132.4. And that is not the best of positions for the Aston Martin. But that can all change. 5.5 minutes left of qualifying. And, well, and Sprightly is out. That is in the pits. So that is Sprightly's qualifying done. Gotta figure out who's going to be the next person to set a lap time. I would say the Mercedes, but he's currently on an out lap, so I think it might be the Alpine.
Nope, he's on an out lap.
Oh, yeah, he is. So it would actually be...
No,
is it Redeemer?
not Redeemer.
It is Redeemer. No, not
No.
Redeemer. He's invalidated. Okay. What?
It's not
Who?
a
Who?
either. It's not a bald guy. Is it?
Who?
Is
Johan
it
Laura?
unknown?
Johan
Is it
Laura.
No. No.
Yes.
No.
Is it, no, unknown already finished the lap, if I'm not mistaken.
Looks like he's going for another run.
We need a tracker on this thing. Is he going for another one?
Looks like it.
Might be close on fuel. Not entirely sure. I saw, though, that Johan Laura actually went purple in the first sector, so far Johan Laura is on a good lap time. Ooh, unknown getting really on the grass there, and it validated his lap time, and will undoubtedly back off. But going back over to the house of Johan Laura, Purple Sector 2, 7/10 up. That'll put him P2 as it stands for the time being. Meanwhile, Bald Guy is set off to lap time. Same with Slayer, as we got 4 minutes left to qualify to go. Johan Lara blast down. What is it going to be across the line? It's a 129.5, and that puts him P2. Still 6/10 off of Slayer.
Wait. Slayer is going.
Not quite.
Slayer's going quicker on his medium run compared to his soft run.
4 thousandths. Oh boy.
Boy.
He set his lap time on 2 lap old softs, and well, right now he's on fresh mediums, 0 laps on them, and he's going faster. We'll go on board with the Alpine driver. He has a pole position, and that was all the way back in Hungary. It was mixed conditions. He says that he loves those conditions, and right now it may not be wet, but so far he's liking the way this track swings. Though he's 4/10 down now on his delta, so maybe his Sector 2 was just too good and will be able to improve his lap time unless he can nail the final chicane. Unknown retires from the session. That is P14 for the Aston Martin. Slayer, though, he's going to blast down the line. What's it going to be? A 129.3, so that'll not beat his lap time. It was a good effort, though.
If Slayer was equal to Sector 1 and 3 time... okay. Oh, what a drift, bro. Did you see that?
I got a terrible angle of it,
Slayer
unfortunately.
got an awesome drift right there. I gotta give him a round of applause.
I heard the tires, like I heard them skid, so there was definitely a drift. You could hear it, but I just couldn't see it due to the fact that well, obviously the left-hand side being where all the drivers are in terms of positioning and laps and all like that. I couldn't exactly see it, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, that was a great drift.
It's like I'm blind with that, but I'm not.
But if Slayer's mediums were able to was able to keep up with the Sector 1 and Sector 3 time, that is around 2/10 in both sectors. If Slayer nails every single sector, he's on track to do a low 28, which is like Tier 2, Tier 1 pace.
That's quite the pace. Wow.
Yeah.
I noticed that James B went up to P4 ahead of Phantom with a 129.8, almost a second off of Slayer, but crucially ahead of his championship rival. He sits 62 points as of right now after Singapore. He's had a poor run of races. He's no doubt going to want to bounce back and try and challenge Phantom. And he's got 8 races left to do it. It's going to be difficult. We'll just have to wait and see. Johan Lars retired from the session, so he will not be able to compete for pole. James B has crashed. I just caught that. I was just about to move on somewhere else, but then I saw James B get squirrely on the exit a spoon and is out of qualifying. Not in the pits. It's on the track. And right now, Phantom, Shredder, they're on an out lap. So that is definitely under threat, that lap time.
Well, there is 45 seconds left of qualifying, so you're going to have to get a lap in. Now, between me and actually, Butters is actually out of qualifying. Something I do want to point out, the sun's starting to poke out.
Yeah, I just noticed that as well. I was about to mention that. So this is where the grip is gonna be maximized, really, and we'll see who can get a lap time. Just right now, Ball Guy and Phantom, they are currently on an out lap. Are they going to be able to cross the line in time? I think no. Phantom's already crossed the line, so Phantom has already made it. I think the next person to cross the line is going to be Redeemer in the Alfa Romeo. Where does he put that car? P5, ahead of his teammates.
Qualifying's over.
As Ball Guy, no, Ball Guy's not made the flag. He's missed it.
So is Slayer. He's not on the lap.
So Slayer won't be able to improve his lap time.
Redeemer,
Neither will Ball Guy.
He saves it. What a save!
I think his qualifying was already done once he crossed the line. I guess he made a really good save by the looks of it and managed to keep out of the wall with no damage. And well, he will line up P5 unless people behind him can beat him. We'll just have to see if Shredder's going to be the next person to cross the line. I think a Red Bull's backed off. That might be slow and steady, so he'll not be able to improve his lap time. Shredder backs off. So he's not going to be able to beat that lap time.
Oh.
Slayer's got a 5-place grid penalty for illegal blocking. What? Meanwhile, Phantom, he's up by 9/10 on his lap time. If he can nail the third sector, this could be pole once again for the Alfa Romeo. Comes across the line. What's it going to be? Only P2. But Slayer, with a 5-place grid penalty, he will start from pole position. Johan Lara will line up P2. Bald Guy and James B on the second row ahead of Redeemer. And Slayer will be knocked down to P6. What has happened to the Alpine?
I have no clue on why Slayer has a 5-place grid penalty. He's literally in AI mode. There's nothing he can do.
What in the world? That's the first I've ever had that. He was in AI. Strange.
Wow.
I'm baffled. So, I don't know how that's going to work out. If we were to do a possible lobby reset to give him that pole position, because that might have been
You can't.
not a lot, because that night, I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's a little strange. But Slayer does grab the fastest time of the session, but it will not be pole position. Instead, that'll go to Phantom. Johan Lara will line up on the front row once again. Bald Guy will line up P3 headed James B. Redeemer 5th is a Alfa Romeo 1-5. Slayer will be in P6 ahead of Slow and Steady. Then Shredder, Valkyrie, Butters rounding off the top 10 with Father Korn, Frizy, Sprightly, The Unknown, Avi, Vrutski, and Days Freak Fluky not able to set a lap time in qualifying.
Wow. What a very interesting qualifying.
It was not chaotic like Belgium, but it still had something, that's for sure.
Yeah.
For those that do not know what happened at Belgium, let's just say half the grid basically crashed out. I say no more. The sun is out, and it is going to be a full dry race from what I know here at the Suzuka circuit. And we'll see how strategies will play out. Go over to the race director. So far, the top 7 all on the soft compounded tire. Shredder and Valkyrie on the medium. That could be potentially something to watch out for. Confirmation, Slayer will line up in P6 due to that 5-place grid penalty that seemed a bit off. Because he couldn't control his car. So, yeah. One thing I want to note, though, props to Butters. I'm pretty sure this is his first top 10 appearance in qualifying. If it isn't, then I'm sorry, but like that's still from the past couple of races that Butters has had. This is a good result for him.
Yeah, really. Butters been on a roll, really. Been a very, very abysmal season for him, but starting to get the ball rolling. And here, especially this game, once you get momentum rolling on your side, there's nothing that can stop you except for yourself.
True. That is very true. Obviously, Butters, the past 4 races, 3 out of the 4 of them have been points finishes. He finished P13 in Singapore. But the past couple of races, 9th in Netherlands, 8th in Monza, and then 7th in Russia. We'll see if he can grab another points finish to his name as we are going to get underway for the formation lap. And Phantom, once again, starting on pole. Johan Lara, though, who's been really the one to watch out for the past couple of races.
Yeah?
Oh. What's going on there?
Unknown has hit the back of Ricky, so that's
not the start they would have wanted. Obviously, Unknown's on the medium compounded tire. That's definitely not going to help at all.
cold tires isn't
Drivers
the way to
behind
go.
Unknown might need to watch out for that.
Cold tires isn't the way to go, guys.
Yeah, exactly. They are definitely not the way to go. But I'm just gonna give a quick insight right here. No, it's not really an insight, but I just want to say something real quick. Due to the fact that everyone's running the number 13 consecutively for us, we will be going silent on lap 13 as really a what's the word I'm looking for?
Tribute.
Commemoration or something. Tribute. Yeah, a tribute for Sprightly. I know my English is a little bit weird today, but
your vocabulary is slim to none, I swear.
It's getting worse, trust me. Ever since I've been out of school, it's gotten worse.
Something I do want to
anyways.
Something I do want to point out is that Slow and Steady's actually elected to start with negative fuel.
Banking for safety cars.
Very interesting strategy here.
We'll have to see how the Rebel will be able to manage that. And if there's no safety cars that could potentially hurt him, we'll just have to wait and find out. But as I was saying before, on lap 13, we will be paying a tribute for Sprightly, and we will be going silent for the entire lap. So at the end of lap 12 to the start of lap 14, there will not be a single peep here in the commentator's booth. But as of right now, we're just about to end the formation lap. And Phantom and Johan Laura, two of the fastest guys right now in Tier 4 as of recently. And we'll have to see who can come out on top as we go down the run into turn 1. Be sure to watch out, though, for James B lining up P4. We'll see what Redeemer can do in the top 5, and Slayer will no doubt want to improve from his position as Butters and Father Corn have been disqualified. Luckily for them, it was at the end of the lap.
So, with us going silent on lap 13, that means like someone's engine is going to explode on that lap. That's just...
God. That would be the thing. Then again, last time I went silent was back in Hungary, and nothing really happened there.
No, literally everything happened. I'm not sure it's your audio.
No, nothing. Anyways, we wait for Fluky to line up on the grid in P18 as we get ready for the 5 red lights. 27 laps ahead of the drivers at the Japanese Grand Prix. It slides out, and away we go. A really good start from the Haas driver of Johan Laura. Is going to try and go alongside Phantom, but Phantom in the second phase is able to creep ahead. Run down to turn 1. Phantom is ahead of Johan Laura, this ball guy in P3. Slayer has already gone into P4. What a start the Alpine has had. He's now ahead of James B. That is a crash. The Shredder is off. Yeah, you're right. Oh, and that's Fluky off in the gravel as well. Looks like they managed to keep out of the barrier. Oh no, Shredder spun again. He's hit the barrier again, but still manages to keep it going. A little bit of a chaotic start. Phantom leads ahead of Johan Lahr, this ball guy. Slayer, James B, Redeemer. I think someone else has spun off again. It's Father Corn. Father Corn is off, and I think Avi, Avi's just slowed up a little bit, but they still managed to keep it going. Redeemer ahead of Butters. That is Frizy, Sprightly, and Valkyrie rounding off the top 10. So a little bit of a chaotic start, but so far everyone managing to keep out of the barrier as Days Freak and Slow Steady are going wheel to wheel. Days Freak getting the better traction compared to the Red Bull and just ekes out ahead. Over to the lead though, only 3/10 between Johan Laura and Phantom. Johan Laura is starting to gain a little bit on the main straight. Can he possibly make a move down to the final chicane? Pulls out to the left-hand side. Just not too late on the brakes. Phantom staying ahead as we are about to finish the first lap, and Phantom will retain his lead. And, well, Johan Laura is right there, but so is Ball Guy and Slayer. So the top 4 are really close together. Johan Laura's going for a move into turn 1, backs out of it, so he'll not complete that move. Gets a little bit on the curb and gets a little squirrely for good measure. But Johan Laura looking aggressive here.
I think they need a tribute for the Ballard because it didn't even last a lap again.
Oh, lovely. There was a bunch of people in the pits. What is going on? Fluky, Slow and Steady, Shredder, Father Corn, Rutsky, and Valkyrie all into the pits. No doubt to change their front wing. And they're now massively down the order. Valkyrie's on the mediums. Rutsky and Shredder have gone onto the softs. Father Corn and Fluky on the hards. Slow and Steady on the medium compounded tire, and they're just going to try and salvage their race. Hopefully get something out of it. Back over to the lead, though, and the top 3 are slowly starting to separate from Slayer. but the top two are not separating at all. Johan Laura is really pressurized at the back of Phantom.
Yeah, I think Young Laura just has a faster pace right now. I think Young Laura is just waiting for the DS to be activated. Despite the battery saying a different story, seems like he's trying to peek. Watch, he's going to peek for a move right here. And is he going to go for it? Yes, he is, actually. No contact's been made. I think two drivers would learn off of that one. But now going to the start-finish line, Bald Guy's
Look at Bald Guy
for a move. Here comes Slayer. They're going to go 3 abreast. Oh, no! No!
Oh!
No! No!
Oh! Slayer is out! 3 wide. That has definitely not gone well at all. And Johan Laura, I think, lost his front wing. So has Bald Guy. Slayer's out of the session. That is a full course safety car, unsurprisingly. That was horrendous.
I can't raise my voice because it just, like, I tried raising my voice there, and it just died.
You basically screeched.
I screeched the whole time, so I guess no emotion from me until puberty finishes its course, so.
Yeah, that was quite the crash, though.
That's going to be a steward report if I've ever seen one.
Oh, yeah. We're going to have a fun time there. But, yeah, Johan Laura, Bald Guy, and Slayer. Slayer was looking opportunistic, trying to capitalize on Johan Laura getting squirrely, and Bald Guy trying to go around the outside. And Slayer just kind of sticking his nose in. They all got glued onto each other, and all 3 of them came off worse, really. But Slayer being the only retirement in the session, I have no words. That was something else.
Yeah.
I'll not be surprised if Johan Laura and Bald Guy go into the pits. If they don't, then there's something wrong with them. But one thing I want to note out of this, so Phantom, obviously...
I'm faster with no wing.
The absolute scenes, if that was the case.
Joke's on
But one thing
you.
I want to note here, though, Phantom, obviously, he kept his lead by defending off Johan Laura. That is crucial. James B is in 2nd place. He has benefited massively from this.
Well, he hasn't been on the podium since Christmas break, so if he keeps the way how it is, we may find out the answer if he has a headset or not. So that's going to be something to tune in for.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be something to tune into. But we obviously have to wait until podiums. If he does get onto the podium, who knows what can happen in this race. But safety car has now been deployed. I believe it is the Aston Martin safety car here for tonight, is it? Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. Woo!
I just wanted to double check that. So Phantom ahead of James B. The championship top 2 are 1 and 2. Then you got Redeemer in 3rd place ahead of Butters. Then you got the leader of the medium runners, Frizy, ahead of Sprightly. Then the unknown, Avi, and Days Freak. Johan Laura, despite pitting, is still inside the top 10. And Bald Guy follow closely behind. Then it's Rutsky ahead of Father Korn, and slow and steady, Shredder, Fluky, and Valkyrie. Those 6 drivers right there, from Rutsky down, they've been benefited from the safety cars. They're now able to salvage something out of this.
Speaking of benefiting, I apologize I have to clear up my voice, but the biggest winner of this race has been the other Alpine driver, Days Freak. 1 up 8 positions, but the biggest loser goes out to Johan Laura and Bald Guy. Which, by the way, I would like to say, which is not their fault. Wait, Valkyrie lost 8? Oh, yeah, I did. No, actually, the biggest loser is Slayer, but he's retired, so I'm not sure if you want to count that.
Ouch.
That was
Dark
just an
orange
unfortunate
underbody,
crash.
says Johan Laura in the chat. Oh. Johan Laura carrying quite a bit of damage on that Haas.
I'm not sure what floor damage, doesn't it like dramatically reduce your straight line speed?
No, that's side pods. I believe the floor damage.
Floor.
I think it involves stability on the rear.
Well, we're gonna find out real quick.
Yeah, no, yeah, the
orange.
Haas driver. Yeah, orange. That's dramatic. Johan Laura carrying quite a lot of damage from that collision. wonder if Bald Guy is carrying something similar, or maybe he just managed to get away with it because he pretty much had a similar impact to what Johan Laura did. So we'll have to watch and see how that pans out.
So I have a helicopter view on, I don't think on the right side, I don't think the Ferrari body doesn't look that skinny. So maybe? I'm not sure.
On the right side? Let's see. Are you talking about the barge boards?
I think. It looks very, it doesn't...
It looks similar. I think they're the same as the other side. So I think that's just how naturally the Ferrari barge boards are. Let's get a look at the left side. No, I think it's okay.
Well, we're gonna have to wait
We'll have
and
to see how that pans out.
Safety car's gonna come in the slot though, unless...
Oh yeah, no doubt. As everyone is bunched up behind the safety car, Valkyrie, the 17th driver out of the 17 that we have, Slayer being the retirement in a massive collision down the main straight. I ain't never seen anything like that, that's for sure. But Phantom, benefiting out of that, managing to, well, just stay ahead of what that was. James B and Redeemer both gaining 2 positions out of that, currently on the podium as it stands. Butters has also improved his position from that as well, now to P4. Frizy in P5, so Mercedes 4th and 5th. Then it's Sprightly, P6, Unknown P7 ahead of Avi, Days Freak, Johan Laura rounding out the top 10. Did it say the safety car's in this lap? I don't think it is. It's not. Huh? Hello?
Yeah.
Safety car? You good?
Safety car?
Oh, what? Okay, that is a
Yeah.
super late call.
God,
What?
it did it again! It did
At
it
the
again!
exit of the chicane there, safety car is in this lap. Phantom has basically very little time to sort this out, and he's gone now. Has James B been caught up in this? That is already a collision at the back. I think that might have been the Alpine of Days Freak, but Phantom stays ahead of James B, ahead of Redeemer. Then it's Frizy ahead of Butters, Unknown up into P6. Johan Laura is already up to P7. That is a car around. Who is it? That is Avi. He has lost his front wing and a Father Corn as well. Father Corn managing to escape with no damage.
Laura. That's Butters around. Johan Laura's
like, oh no!
Laura's lava right now for Johan Laura. Everyone around him was like spinning near him. He's avoiding everyone. I'm trying to see if he does have barge board damage. He looks fine. Yeah, he looks
well, that's
fine.
definitely not making a difference on his performance right now, as he's already gone up 5 positions off of that safety car restart. He's had an absolute blistering pace off of this, and he's going to try and chase after Frizy for P4, and we'll see if the Haas can manage to make a move. There's a yellow flag further at the back. I think that just might be a glitch, as it looks like everyone is running fine. Oh, and it's Johan Laura's round! Rear lock. And the car simply just went as Johan Laura's progress done and dusted all the way down to P14, P15 now for the Haas. I think that might be the floor damage kicking in.
It seemed like he just hit the curb there. I don't think that was no barge board. I was on board with him.
Meanwhile, Shredder goes round the outside of Brewski through to 130R. Valkyrie now dives down the inside of Brewski down into the chicane and makes the move stick, and that's P11 for the McLaren and P10 for the Haas of Shredder, as Brewski is actually into the pits. So Brewski
guy's looking for
most likely got front wing damage. Oh.
I apologize for
Butters
that.
having no front wing on that Mercedes car. He's going to come into the pits to change that, no doubt. But Phantom retaining his lead ahead of James B. Redeemer following closely behind to the AlphaTauri. Then it's Frizy in P4. Remember, Frizy's on the medium compounded tire. That is the yellow flag. I think that might be for Days Freak. Yes, it is.
Laura's already back to P12. Oh, yeah, that's barge board damage right there. He tried getting on the throttle, and it just went away from him. So... seems like
the Haas driver here, currently on the back of Father Corn. He's gonna try and see a move. And oh, that's really squirrely for Father Corn. That is in the wall, and he's out.
That's a
and that's full course safety car.
Johan Laura
Need a
is,
change of underwear, Johan Laura?
uh, Johan Laura's playing
Yikes.
some type of like the floor is lava challenge, bro. I swear.
I mean, it wasn't even just Father Korn either. Fluky also got a little bit squirrely in front of the AlphaTauri. I think Father Korn might have been caught out by that, but he has spun off at the hairpin and is now the second retirement of the session. And we've got people into the pits of Phantom, James B, and Redeemer is into the pits as well. So Alfa Romeo going for the double stack. They would kind of have to because they are in the perfect window to stop. But yeah, it's just not the best positioning for them. Phantom is out, and Redeemer, that was a very quick change. That was a very quick change for the Alfa Romeo, and he is going to come out, by the looks of it, in P9. Yes, it is. It's going to be P9. So Phantom now down to P7, James B down to P8, Redeemer down to P9, but they are the highest of the runners that have pitted in this race onto a new set of medium compounded tires. Obviously, other than that, the highest person to have pitted, I think, is Bald Guy. Bald Guy stayed out, interestingly.
Yeah, very, very interesting, really.
He's probably banking for another safety car by the looks of it.
He's probably playing checkers while we're on playing chess. It's fine. It's fine. Oh, okay. That's
5-second time penalty.
Freaking Fluky. Oh,
yep.
Fluky, you... okay.
Hello? Oh, he's gone off at the hairpin. What's gone on there?
I'm so... I'm not gonna question it.
What is going on? Hello?
I'm not gonna question it.
I'm not gonna question it either. I just looked over at the Tier 4 chat, and, well, they're definitely disagreeing with how that safety car restart went as well. The safety car went in at the very last moment.
It was
Pretty sure
one
every driver
guy.
is thinking the exact same thing.
It was one guy that said it.
It wasn't even. They weren't even waiting for anybody. Everybody was all lined up. Michael Massey? Hello?
No, Mikey, that's so not right. Oh, Mikey, no.
Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. But safety car out again for the second time this race, and Frizy leading the safety car ahead of Bald Guy. Then it's slow and steady P3. Valkyrie into P4. Valkyrie on the hard compounded tire, so he can easily go to the end. Dace Freak hasn't pitted on 8-lap-old medium compounded tire, but the pressure he's got from behind. Phantom, James B, Redeemer, Sprightly, Shredder. That's going to be difficult to keep those cars at bay, especially on fresh tires. Question is how quickly Phantom can get ahead of the traffic before James B could possibly pounce on him. Or if he does, really. Sweller saying in the chat, Tokyo Drift. I'm not sure what that is for. There was definitely quite a bit of drifting going on at that safety car restart. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Second safety car in less than 10 laps, then I'm not ready for what comes next.
Yeah.
It could either go worse or worse. I don't know. Something along the line of that.
It's gonna be
just terrible to worse.
Pick your poison.
Yeah, pick your poison, basically. What is it gonna be this time? We're just waiting on Avi to line up behind the safety car. If you were to guess what would happen at the safety car restart, what would it be?
The whole field crashes.
Oh, God. You're going for the devil's wish.
Or what's gonna happen? Here, you don't watch NASCAR, so you're not gonna get this, but I bet someone like Boaz watching the stream, I bet he'll get this. But everyone's gonna miss turn one. It's gonna be like the Daytona road course in 2020 for Xfinity cars. Literally everyone missed turn one. It's gonna be something like that, I guarantee it. Safety car is in this lap, by the way.
They called it right this time, finally.
Yeah.
That'll definitely not be a great thing. if everyone misses turn 1 and all crash into the wall. But hopefully that doesn't happen, as Frizzy's going to be the one to lead the safety car restart. When does he go? It looks like he has gone already. Yes, he has. Ball guy, though, hasn't really been caught out by this. Race is now resumed as Frizzy has now crossed the line. And it's Frizzy from Ball Guy, slow and steady, and Valkyrie going wheel to wheel. Valkyrie going to try and go around the outside into turn 1 and makes it stick, does the McLaren. A good move there from Valkyrie on the safety car restart. Is now up into P3, slow and steady. Ahead of Phantom, Dazed Freak. Dazed Freak being overtaken by James B. Phantom is up into P5. James B is up into P6. And Redeemer is going to try and close in onto those two. But James B already losing about a second. That is a yellow flag. Fluky. That is a fluky. He is off in the barrier. Managed to keep it going, though. I think that might be no front. No, there's a front wing on that Ferrari. It's just a matter of how much of that front wing is left. He's just going to try and navigate his way through there. Going back over to the lead, though. Frizzy leading ahead of Ball Guy. Ball Guy slowly pressuring, though, on the Mercedes. And he's going to try and make a move on the soft compounded tire. Let's not forget, Ball Guy will no doubt have to pit again at the end of this race. So he's going to have to build a gap if he wants to do so. Not entirely getting the best of exit, though, out of Spoon, but he's on the ERS button. He's in the slipstream. It's just not going to be enough, though, and he's just going to have to wait possibly another lap or down into turn 1 as Redeemer gets ahead of Dazed Freak for P7.
Well, Dazed Freak is in AI mode. I'm not sure if he's still in the lobby. He hasn't asked either of us for an invite, so I'm assuming he's still in the lobby. He's just AFK.
Quite possibly, but he's being overtaken left and right, and that's definitely not what he would have wanted. Phantom now starting to slowly pressurize the back of the Red Bull. As Ripsky is past unknown for P11.
One thing I do want to point out, though, is that Paul is in fact watching the stream and has sent me a message of the incident, so yeah, hello, Paul.
I'll have to look. You'll have to send me that so that I can see how that pans out.
Oh, you'll
But right now, there's a bit of a train forming as of right now. After Valkyrie got past slow and steady, he has not had the pace to catch up the Ball Guy, and is now leading a bit of a train from 3rd down to 7th. Slow and steady is going to try and re-overtake the McLaren as Sprightly gets ahead of Dazed Freak, the battle for P8, and that is going to go Sprightly's way. And now Shredder and Dazed Freak are going at it. That is not the best of angles. There we go. As Shredder is now ahead of the Haas and is up into P9.
Yeah, as Bald Guy is actually shaping up. Oh, what a move.
Oh, hang on a minute.
Phantom.
Did he just go around did he go down the inside or something? Got smooth, but either way, a great move from Phantom. And James B is now looking for a move down into 130R. And who's going to back out of this? James B backs out. So James B putting risk over, well, not risk over reward, reward over risk, but he's going to dive down the inside into the chicane, but it's just not enough. He's going to have to be careful, though, because Redeemer is on the back of the AlphaTauri, and he's going to try and shape up a move. DRS has now been enabled, and James B on the back of slow and steady. He's in the slipstream. Is it going to be enough, though, into turn 1? No, it is not. So he's going to have to stay behind.
Yeah, it seems like it is. It is James' close battle on track right now is between slow and steady and James B. But something.
But also between Phantom and Valkyrie.
Yes. So that is going to be something to look out for, and the Battlefield lead too. I like to point out Brizzy is doing a great job keeping Ball Guy behind with those fresh softs. Those amount of laps do not matter though, because of that safety car. That is an Aston Martin of unknown around. And my game is glitched and it will not show me intervals, so that is nice.
Yeah, I'm getting the same thing as well. But Unknown, though, managing to keep it going for now. And he is now P15 in this race.
Valkyrie! He gets on the curb! He's in the wall! That is no
what? That was an airborne collision! How is he alive?
Oh, that's Frizzy around! I believe that was contact between the two! That's Ball Guy in the lead!
Ball Guy now leads. Frizzy's all the way down to P4 and down into P5. This is probably not the best of moments to do this, but not unfortunately, but like I have to do it. We're coming up into lap 13 now, so when Ball Guy crosses the line, we will have to go silent for the entire lap. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for that moment of silence for Sprightly's mother on lap 13. We've got a yellow flag in Sector 2. I believe that is just for unknown, as Redeemer, I believe, has just gotten past Frizy for P5. And Phantom now starting to challenge Ball Guy for the lead. Of all the things to not have chaos, I'm glad that nothing really happened on lap 13. That was exactly what I wanted. It's chaos before the calm, because that was lap 12, basically.
Yeah.
Phew. Now, Phantom trying to chase after Ball Guy for the lead of this Grand Prix. He has made moves stick all throughout, and he's gonna have to try and make one more move, but this time for the lead of this Grand Prix. He's not entirely getting the best of exits, but neither is Ball Guy. So far, this is one of the closest battles, but so is the battle for P9, as Johan Lara is on the back of Rutski right now. And he could possibly be looking for a move now. And he's a little bit too far back, so not quite.
Yes, is. Oh, that's Frizy around.
Frizy.
Extra spoon.
Manages to keep it going, but that is now P10 for Frizy. He is not having a good time with that corner, and he is down, and he is almost outside of the points. He is still within the points, but he is on the cusp, and is possibly going to be challenged by his teammate in the next coming of laps. We'll have to wait and see. Meanwhile, James B shaping up a move on Slow and Steady. He's got DRS, he's got the slipstream. Is he going to be able to make a move, though? No, because Slow and Steady actually had DRS.
Did you not notice that?
No, I didn't. I did not entirely get the best of angles, so I couldn't exactly see it. Yellow flag, I believe that might be for Valkyrie. Yes, it is. Going over to the fastest lap. Currently, that is held by Redeemer. He actually just set the fastest lap on lap 14, so he's finding pace.
By Shredder. Oh. He did what Gary did, but he saved it. What a great save, and he had fast reflection time, I'll give you that much.
That has unfortunately lost a position to, luckily, only his teammate. So let's see if his teammate, Johan Lara, can possibly try and chase and get ahead of Rutski for P7 in this race. As of right now, nothing doing, but he could possibly be looking for a move into 130R. The question is, though, with that floor damage, would that affect him? I think he's managed to get that all sorted, so I think he's still kind of taking it easy. On the back of the Red Bull, he's using DRS, I mean not DRS, ERS, as yellow flag once again. That is for Valkyrie. Valkyrie's had a terrible night here tonight. Johan Lara, is he going to shape for a move into the chicane? Late on the brakes is the Haas driver,
James
but
B's
it is just not enough.
Move on Slow and Steady, and very late for the buttons is James B, and he gets around Slow and Steady with ease, really. Slow and Steady not putting up any resistance, or due to the fact that James B has a huge overspeed, and now that opens the door for James B to catch down to his championship protagonist, which is BRL Phantom, and that is Valkyrie off.
Then Fluky with a 5-second time penalty. What's going on over here? Hello? They had yellow flags there for quite a while. Managed to keep it going, though, but they're now on the cusp of getting lapped, and actually they are about to get lapped because Ball Guy is right there. Fluky gets out of the way, and actually onto the gravel there, as he just keeps clear, making sure that he doesn't really cause anything, although he is ghosted. But going back over to the lead of this Grand Prix, Ball Guy's been holding on quite nicely. But remember, he's still on the soft compounded tire. 11 laps on those softs. Right now, I don't think he's going to be able to make, well, I would assume he's not going to be able to make it to the end. The tires look okay, but there's a little bit of graining on the front right.
It is what it is. Tires will make it. Gotta stay committed.
Gotta stay committed, yeah, okay. Oh, Ball Guy's actually going to get a benefit here. He got DRS from Valkyrie. That's going to help him.
Yeah.
James B with the fastest lap of this Grand Prix. Meanwhile, Redeemer further back is going for a move on Slow and Steady. On the right-hand side, clears the Red Bull and is now up into P4.
The Redeemer spin count today hasn't went up, which is really nice to see for that from me.
And you jinxed it. Nice job.
No, I am not. No, You said
You
that
definitely
for
jinxed
Belgium.
it.
No, you said that for Belgium. It never happened. The only jinx I believe
That's
in
true,
is
and at the end, he got a
commentator's
1-2 out of
jinx.
that.
Yeah, that's fluky enough.
That is into the pits. So Fluky calling it a day on this race, and he's become the third retirement of this session. There is a yellow flag in second. There was a little yellow flag in sector 1, but it looks like nothing has really happened. Phantom, though, getting close to the back of Ball Guy now.
Yeah. Yeah, he really is. I apologize. I had a brain fart there. Bald guy.
You definitely did.
Yeah, I was like, yeah. That's it.
That's all you got. Yellow flag all throughout the track. What?
The whole track is under yellow flags. But battle for P6 between Sprightly and Johan Laura. Johan Laura's making a little comeback here.
And clears the McLaren into before 130R, and he makes the move for P6 in this race. Clear that floor damage isn't hampering him in this race, as he's going to try and chase after Slow and Steady and Redeemer for P4. Going over to Phantom, though, it is just not going to be enough, as Johan Laura actually sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. So negate the floor damage. He is on a mission.
If he does have floor damage, what? The question is really, what would the lap times would be for Eleanor if he didn't have floor damage? If he does have floor damage,
Probably insane. Yellow flag is that? I think
that's
that
for literally.
might be
Oh, that's
for
for unknown.
I thought it was for Days Free for a second. It looked like it was an Alpine for a second there, but it is not, and he is still just minding his own race in P13 as it stands, as the unknown is actually round once again. Manages to keep out of the wall, though. Might be an unsafe re-entry, though.
He's ghosted, it doesn't matter.
You say that, yet we've had reports of that.
Really?
Meanwhile, over
Battle
to
for
the
lead,
lead.
boy. Uh-oh.
Yeah, exactly. Phantom is on the back of Bald Guy. He is gaining into 130R, but he's playing it smart. He's deciding not to go for a move into 130R. Could be possibly shaping up a move into the chicane. No, he doesn't. He backs out of it, and instead is just going to use the DRS. He's going to go the easy way. Doesn't get the best of exits, though. He's on the ERS button. He's got the DRS. Bald Guy is defenseless as of right now, as Phantom pulls out to the right-hand side, and he clears the Ferrari down into turn 1. And now leads once again. I thought he was going to spin. He hit the curb, but he didn't spin. Oh.
What was that game? He's supposed to spin.
Yeah, Japan curbs as of recently, well, at least in this game, have been pretty deadly. Frizy's into the pits. Actually, Frizy hasn't even pitted this race, so that is onto a set of soft compounded tire. And he's probably going to go for fastest lap, try and salvage something out of this for Mercedes. But Phantom now leads the Grand Prix ahead of Bald Guy. Bald Guy of 14-lap-old softs. They're definitely not going to be pretty. And he's going to be under pressure from James B soon.
I'm telling you, trust the process. He's gonna finish this race. I'm telling you.
If he's Sergio Perez, then I would trust him. He could be in disguise. I wouldn't know. I would not know. Unknown gets a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. Let's go over to the time penalties. Right now, the only person in the top 10 that has the time penalty as of right now is the Red Bull of Rutski. He's currently got 6 seconds to his name. Then outside of the points, you got Days Freak with 8 seconds, and Unknown and Valkyrie both with 3 seconds, but they are P14 and P15 respectfully, and long way out of the points. Meanwhile, Ball Guy hasn't really lost touch of Phantom here, I want to note. He has managed to stay within the 1 second gap as Johan Laura sets the fastest lap again with a 1:31.8. He is flying right now.
I'm telling you, trust the process. Trust the process. Come on.
He's definitely making amends with that damage. Battle for P8 actually is about to heat up a little bit as Butters is close to the back of the Red Bull of Rutski. Butters trying to, well, he doesn't really need to make the move if he wants to get P8, but if he wants to try and chase after Sprightly in the cars ahead, he's going to want to get ahead of that Red Bull. Like Spike, hello. There we go. Oh, when he gets squarely on the rear, that's definitely not going to help him. He's lost a lot of time.
Well,
Ball Guy is in the fringes of DRS, and James B is on the back of Ball Guy now, going to Spoon.
I think Bald Guy's tired. Unfortunately, are starting to fall off a cliff, sadly. I hate to say it, but he's going to finish the race. I'm telling you.
About to see, obviously, the tire, if they get over to 75%, he is within the fringes of being in puncture range. James B. I thought he was going to go for a move into 130R. That would have been bold. But he backs out of it for now. That is a yellow flag. I think that might be for Shredder. Yes, it is. He has spun off a Spoon.
I want to point out with James. No! No!
There it is.
No!
The tires would not have made it. And Ball Guy has made the call to go into the pits onto a set of mediums.
How dare you?
I think he went soft medium, so I think that's why he did that. And that is now Ball Guy. Actually, Ball Guy will still be in the points here. So he'll still get something out of this. But Phantom now leads ahead of James B, 2 seconds between the two Alpha drivers. But right now, the Alpha driver is currently Phantom. And Redeemer is actually within DRS of James B. So Redeemer could possibly be applying the pressure on the AlphaTauri and could possibly go for a 1-2 for Alfa Romeo once again. They had it in Belgium quite a few weeks ago. Redeemer's going to want to do it again. But he has to, obviously, get ahead of James B.
Yeah.
Yellow flag. Is that for Shredder? Yes, it is. He's now being overtaken by Avi. Oh, no, actually, Avi backs out. I thought Avi was going to go for a move. But he backs out of it for now, and he's going to stay. P11 is going to just try and go for a move somewhere else. I think he's going to try and dive down the inside on the fastest corner of this track. And that would have been risky in and of it. Well, no, the second fastest corner. The fastest corner is 130R. My bad.
Redeemer does not have James B's DRS, but Slow and Steady does on Redeemer. And the same with Johan Laura. So it seems like...
Johan Laura, wait a minute. He was outside of DRS. He's come out of nowhere.
Yeah, he's been in DRS for quite a while now.
I want to know something else. You know how I said the lap before that the gap was 2 seconds? It's within DRS.
Ooh.
James B is caught up to Phantom.
Oh. Well, dang, I didn't know Slow and Steady was Phantom.
In a single lap, he's diminished the gap to a second. He is definitely showing his hand in this. He wants to gain back in the championship.
I'm so
1.2 between the two.
No! Oh. What a save! Johan Haas drivers with the saves this weekend. Oh my!
I keep missing them. I need to catch one.
Still in the DRS range right now.
Clip it.
Oh, that's the
Yellow flag. Valkyrie's out.
Is that
Could that possibly be a late race safety car?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it is! Oh. Who's going to pit? Who's going to do it? Who's going to bite the bullet?
Literally everyone.
I mean, let's just have a look here. Over to the tires.
Mod Guy is.
Everyone in the top 5 is on mediums.
So is Fries and Days Freak. That's it.
Yeah.
Phantom's in. James B's in. Redeemer's out.
Oh, there's the gamble.
Out. Young Laura's out.
Oh, the gambles.
Ritsky stays out. See what Butter does. Butter stays out.
Ooh. They're going track position over advantage. And to be fair, there's only like 1 or 2 passing opportunities if it was straightforward. If the pace is that significant, though, who knows? You could go around the outside of the S's.
Yeah, no, we're gonna see some type of deer hunter type moves from James B and Phantom here.
I think. Actually, hang on a minute. Looking at the gaps, there's only going to be 2 laps left. We're only going to have 2 laps left of racing. Days Freak is all the way at the chicane at Sector 3. Redeemer is currently leading. He is at the hairpin. I think
Days
we
Freak
could have
also
2
came in
laps
the
of
pit
racing.
lane.
Actually, we won't even get DRS period. Thinking about it. Because lap 3, like the 3rd lap of the safety car restart, that's obviously when DRS will be enabled. But due to the fact there's only one DRS zone, which is the main straight, they're not going to be able to use it. We can have 3 or 2 laps of just no DRS racing.
Well, this is gonna be.
It's going to be an interesting finish. I'm going to finish your sentence right there. It's going to be an interesting finish, needless to say.
Well.
For those that are still here, do not tune out. This is going to be a very exciting end to this Grand Prix. Phantom, James B, those are going to be the 2 to watch out for. They were 1 and 2 before the safety car. They are 7th and 8th, and everyone in front of them has 15 lap or more older mediums or hards. The slow and steady being the highest with 21 laps on mediums. Whoa. What? 21 laps? Hello?
Yeah, bro, slow and steady is the GOAT.
And looking over at the tire integrity,
What?
they still look okay, actually. Huh. Sergio Perez, is that you?
Yeah. Just process. He'll be one to finish on a very old race tire. Bald guy. Okay. I just saw a notice.
Oh, that's a crash.
I'm not gonna question it.
And he is now the 5th retirement of the session. Waddington saying in the chat that Phantom should not have pitted.
Yeah, I agree. I 100% agree.
It depends on the pace difference. Quick Tongue now saying in the chat, if anybody finishes, all their batteries should be 0. I would not be surprised by that, because they're going to be giving it absolutely everything to stay ahead. My question is, though, is if Phantom manages to get ahead of everyone up to slow and steady, is Redeemer going to play the team game? Or is Redeemer going to say, nah, I want this?
It is lap 24. It's going to be likely 2 laps of racing left. If I'm Redeemer,
Days
I'm
Freak
playing
is...
for myself. If I'm Redeemer, I'm playing for myself. A win is a win.
Days Freak, as of right now, he's currently going through Spoon. He is right there. I think the safety car could be in this lap. If he manages to catch up in time to the back of this train. Remember how late this safety car can be called. Will it happen?
Nope.
Is it going to happen?
Nope.
One more lap. So, we will have 2 laps left of racing in this. And, well, it is going to be one heck of a finish. Going over to time penalties, Butters, Rutski, they currently have 3 seconds and 6 seconds respectively. And they are in 5th and 6th at the stands. Days Freak currently with 3 seconds. And actually, Days Freak, I think, okay, Days Freak was a lap down before. He's back in this.
Yeah.
Days Freak could still get points out of this if something happens at the front. We'll just have to wait and see. UFR Grand saying pace on the tires doesn't really drop at the end of the stint. We'll have to see if that will be the case. 2 laps. Pace difference from the mediums onto the softs. Who knows how significant it will be. And, well, ideally, who can keep it on the track. Being asked to play something in the general chat.
Yeah, I know. I left them on red. It's probably to play Madden.
Damn.
I left it on red, bro. I left it on red.
Ouch. UFR Grant saying, hi, Mardell. Yeah, I know. I know who you are.
I
You don't
know.
need to.
I know who you are.
I know who you are, bro.
I am in your walls.
He is, not me. I'm chilling in my basement, as per usual. Safety car
You're in my
will
basement?
be in this
Did
lap.
I just what?
Yeah. My Xbox is in my basement.
Okay, I'm not gonna question it.
Canada has basements, okay?
Yeah.
That's all I need to say.
Safety car
That's what I'm
is in
saying in the
fact
chat.
not
Popcorn
going.
time.
The safety car is
You
in
better
fact
have your
not going
popcorn
this time.
out now. Not sure what you said there.
The safety car is not coming in this time, by the way, so we have to wait another lap.
Oh, lovely.
Lovely.
For those that possibly are making popcorn, you better get on your seat and watch this and be sure to eat that because we are going for 2 laps left of racing. Redeemer timing the safety car quite nicely, and he leads from slow and steady. Johan Laura already trying to pressurize the Red Bull slow and steady, but he's not able to make the move just yet. And he's going to have to slow behind for the time being. Sprightly P4 ahead of Brutski. Butters P6 ahead of Phantom. Phantom trying to chase onto the back of Butters. And James B not too far behind either. These guys are really going to have to make a charge if they want to get ahead. Butters nearly making a mistake, going a bit wide. Phantom going to try to go around the outside, not quite. And now James B is going to have a look on Phantom. The 2 championship rivals. Phantom having the inside, manages to hold it still. And Bald Guy now starting to pressurize a little bit, but nothing doing still. Yellow flag, I'm not sure entirely what that is for. So far, though, everything surprisingly stayed the same.
Phantom cannot get around Butters. I think that's going to be it for Phantom and James B. Unless something miraculous happens. Redeemer is running away with this.
We'll just have to wait and see. Phantom is now past Butters. Butters has gone wide. Phantom with a superior traction now ahead. That's only 1 position in 1 lap. That's not what he needs at all. As James B is going to try. Oh, I thought he was going to try and go around the outside.
Are you sure he is?
But he's now going to dive down the inside. That might have been a little bit of contact, but he just manages to keep it still. Is now going to try and go for the switchback on Butters. Round the outside, it's just not going to be enough due to the fact that Butters has the inside. But meanwhile, he's still trying to pressurize. Johan Laura's on the back of Slow and Steady, though. Down the inside goes the Haas driver, and he is now back up into P2 in this race.
Oh,
so for Johan Laura, oh, Sprightly is round. No!
No!
What has happened to the McLaren? That is the 6th retirement in the session, and that hurts.
That hurts.
That honestly hurts.
For obvious reasons, too.
I feel so bad for that. Yeah. Avi gets a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. I just want to note real quick, Johan Laura is closing onto the back of Redeemer. Johan Laura could possibly still have a shot at this. And Phantom not making moves. He's not able to make a move just yet. He's looking on the back of Rutski, but it's just not going to be enough, and he's just going to have to slot behind. Meanwhile, Johan Laura on the back of Redeemer, and Redeemer is giving it everything. He's using up that ERS. He's using absolutely everything he has to try and keep Johan Laura at bay. Johan Laura, he's in the slipstream. He's trying to stay onto the back of Redeemer. Johan Laura's going to try to go around the outside. Redeemer comes it up beautifully, though. Redeemer, all he has to do is get the traction right, and he has done so. Mano gets a 3-second time penalty. Redeemer is going to win the Japanese Grand Prix. Johan Laura, from a crash to P2. Slow and Steady will grab another podium. James B will grab P4. Bug Guy will salvage P5. Ahead of Phantom, who got a 3-second time penalty on the last couple of corners. Shredder will finish in P7 ahead of Butters. It's another points finish for the Mercedes. Rutski will finish in P9 due to having a 6-second time penalty. Avi will round off the top 10 with Frizy in P11, Days Freak in P12. That was close between the Alfa Romeo and the Haas. But Redeemer, from a podium in Belgium, bringing up the consistency and he has gotten his first win of the season.
I would like to point out that Redeemer is oh, okay, that's okay. But Redeemer is actually invincible to commentator's jinx. I want that to be known now. So you can say whatever you want about him, he won't crash.
Yeah, needless to say, driver of the day goes to Brutski. And wow, I am just... Wow. That was quite the finish there. Redeemer grabs the win here in Suzuka. Johan Laura from the front row stays at P2. And wow, so close. But Redeemer holds him off, slow and steady. Grabs another podium for Red Bull.
Yeah. So,
What a finish.
yeah.
There you have it. Redeemer wins the Grand Prix. He finally, from starting in the top 10 once again, he grabs his first win. Johan Laura will grab second. It's another podium for the Haas, and fastest lap to go with it. Slow and steady. A podium once again for Red Bull.
Is that
James
his first
V
podium?
will just finish off with the podium ahead of Bald Guy, Phantom, Shredder, Butters, Rutsky, Avi rounding off the top 10. Frizy and Days Freak just missing out. We lost Sprightly, Unknown, Valkyrie, Fluky, Father Korn, and Slayer from this race.
Wow. At a loss for words, really.
I am the same. We're now just waiting for P1 and P3 to join us up here in the commentary booth for interviews. And, well, I would say take your time, but, no. There we go. So now wait for Slow and Steady to join us here. If only I could get things right over here. There we go.
There you go. There he is.
All right, there he is in. And with that, we shall get interviews started. And Zach, take it away. Slow and Steady, P3.
Well, your name, nonetheless, so it's steady, is proving you right once again. Consistency, like what happened with Friday Chip 3, consistency is key. Everyone in this Grand Prix was spinning out if it was contact or just mistakes or not even their fault. Nonetheless, that happened to you and you got a podium. Just give us your thoughts and walk us through your point of view for the Grand Prix. Oh.
Not sure if you're there or not. Slow and Steady, if you could, maybe if you don't have a mic or not, we'll have to check up on that. Oh, I saw your icon pop up in the party overlay. You there?
Oh. Oh, okay.
Knock, knock.
I think he's just trying to get things sorted right now.
Marco!
So I think for the time being...
Hello.
God.
I think for the time being, we'll just wait and see if he can get things sorted. But with that, we will move on to P2, which was Johan Laura. And, well, Zach, I won't let you just miss out for this. So take it away.
Well, for you, Laura, P2, I gotta ask the question, did the chat lie to us about your 4 damage? But anyway, back to the interview. You seem like you had an up and down race, really. Looked like you were in position to win the Grand Prix, then floor, quote-unquote floor damage, then back up to the podium. Let's give us your thoughts and walk us through the Grand Prix.
My qualifying, I didn't do so well. I thought I can crack the 128s, so I was pushing as hard as I can. Start of the race, I did perfectly fine. Me and Phantom were doing a good race until I got in a 3-way crash with Bald Guy and Slayer, which I don't know what happened there. I was on the inside, hugging the wall, and next time I see is Bald Guy's red flame Ferrari in front of me. And I was just running the whole entire race with dark orange body damage, and I spun. And I still fought back to get a P2, which I'm very happy with the result of mine.
Dark orange floor damage or not, you were still one of the fastest out on the track. And well, you nearly challenged for the win from that massive collision. And well, that definitely shows your pace as of recently. Next week, though, we go to the U.S. Grand Prix at Circuit of the Americas. What do you think of your chances there?
It's my second home Grand Prix. Hopefully I can do well. I'm pretty consistent in that track. I'm not gonna say I'm the strongest, but hopefully I can contest for another podium or especially the win.
Yeah, we will definitely have to wait and see in just a week's time. But congratulations to you on another podium. It is your 4th podium in just 5 races. And, well, you definitely deserve that after a comeback drive here at Suzuka. And now we're going to move on to P1, which was Redeemer. Redeemer, your first points finish was back in Monaco. Your first podium came in at Belgium. The entire race, you were at the front, and you were challenging the likes of James B, your teammate. And by staying out on the late race safety car, you have made amends, managing to fend off Johan Laura at the last dance, and you managed to grab your first win of the season. How do you feel?
I'm speechless. The safety car came out, and I said, I don't know if I'm going to pit. And then Phantom says, I'm pitting. I said, well, that seals the deal for me. I'm going to stay out. And I saw Slow and Steady. Once I passed him, he just stayed right with me the whole race, which, you know, he was on all the tires, but he stayed right with me despite the mistakes I made. I caught up to Janes, and then they took off. And Johan on the last lap, I came around 130R, and I said, I got to protect the inside. And I came out of the final corner, and every muscle bone in my body just started shaking. I didn't even know what to say. I didn't even think this was going to happen, but I had the pace, and I'll take it, and we'll move on.
I would be disappointed if you didn't take it. I mean, it's your first win. You definitely got to celebrate for something like that. But next week, we go to the U.S. Grand Prix. How do you think you'll do there?
I mean, technically, it's my home race. The main thing is points, but we'll see what happens come next week. I guess I just got to put in some more laps and see what happens come next week. So this is just a really good result for myself and the team, and it's gut-wrenching for Phantom to see him finish where he did, but we'll come back stronger next week.
Yeah, Alfa Romeo have been the force, and well, that will no doubt stay the same way going into next week. Zach, do you have any questions to Redeemer?
No, I do not. Congratulations.
Also, I wanted
right,
to
then,
ask something. Did you guys commentator curse me, and it didn't happen tonight?
Zach tried.
I did not try. No, I said that.
He literally said,
tried.
and I quote.
He definitely
He
tried.
literally said, and I quote, the spin count has not gone up.
Yeah. I don't get how that's me making a tip to commentate, Jakes. That's just a fact.
No matter what you say, it'll be a commentator's curse. That's how it works.
I'm gonna actually state this. There was a couple of times where I almost spun, and I caught it early, and I actually saved it. So,
Does that count as a
There are a lot
spin?
of
No, it
saves in
does
this
not.
Grand Prix.
no,
Yeah, there are a lot.
I was pushing like a bad man, and I touched one of the curbs in sector 1, and I'm like, ah, get off that curb. So,
Venom touched a curb into turn 1, and I thought he spun, but he managed it. But he didn't even get it.
I saved him. I saved him. I touched him.
I'm not sure if Slow and Steady is there. We'll just get a quick check. You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Ah, perfect. So, Zach, get redemption.
Well, I forgot what I was going to ask. Oh, there you go. Your name proves basically everyone right, really. It doesn't matter who you are. As long as you may be slow, everyone, at least compared to everyone's pace. Someone may be slow, but as long as you're steady with it, you're going to get results. But that name proved you right here today. Everyone around you was very, very, you could say, inconsistent. But you were able to pick up the pieces and got P3. Walk us through your Grand Prix. Your thoughts about it.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I'm never really the fastest, maybe one lap guy, but the race, I try to control the car and not get in trouble. And I got in trouble early in this race and went on the mediums and stayed out the entire time. And I put in some practice with ball guy last night and was able to run pretty long on the mediums, and that late safety car came out and just decided to stay out. So a little bit of luck, but even with the tires pretty heated, I ran a higher front wing setup and I felt like I was a little quicker in the S's in that first sector than a lot of the guys, so it paid off.
Definitely paid off indeed, and especially when pitting early. I think you did like 23 or something laps on the on the medium. It definitely would have been the long run, but it definitely paid off, especially with that late race safety car. So well done to you. Next week, though, we go to the Circuit of the Americas for the U.S. Grand Prix. How do you think you'll fare?
It's not my favorite track. Suzuka's one of my favorites, but the more you put in, the more consistent you get, and we'll do our best and try to stay out of trouble.
Yeah, we will definitely have to wait and see
I
how
also forgot to
everything will pan
mention,
out there.
Minico, that one was for Sprightly. Despite everything, that was for him.
Ah, yeah.
So that was
For
definitely
those
pushing
that,
for that.
that missed it in the beginning, Sprightly had to attend a funeral for his mother, and that's why everyone was using the number 13. I did mention that earlier, and I did go silent on lap 13 for I forgot the freaking word again. Tribute. There we go. Tribute for him. And well, yeah. I would not be surprised though if everyone would say the same thing. This race is dedicated to him, and hopefully he can fare well as life goes on. But from Zach and I, that is going to be everything here tonight for Tier 4. But be sure to tune in tomorrow for Tier 1 and Tier 2 as they race around Suzuka. Then we got ACC on Monday and Tuesday. I mean, not Monday, Tuesday. Sunday and Monday. Tier 1 on Sunday, Tier 2 on Monday. Then we go all around again for Formula 2, and they are going to start the campaign of the U.S. Grand Prix, which is followed next day on Thursday by Realistic. And then we go all around again. But that is everything. Good day and good night.